Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, want to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh by His Son, Yahweh Shah. Alright, his brother Tazamah from Defenders of Sound Doctrine, coming at y'all with another lesson real quick. Alright, and by the title of the video, you can see the topic was Ruth an Israelite. Right? I actually seen videos of brothers justify Ruth as an Israelite. So we gonna go precept upon precept, line upon line, and we're gonna break everything down. Alright. So the first precept I want to open up with is the classic Numbers 1 and 18. Right? It's the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. It says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on their first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of them names from 20 years old and upward by that poll." So Moses declared the people's fathers, the pedigrees after their fathers, right? We all know the seed, the father carries the seed, right? So keep that in mind, right? Numbers 1 to 28, keep that in mind. So first, let's go to Ruth. Let's go to the book of Ruth, the first chapter. If I can get it. Ruth, the first chapter. Yeah, it's coming. All right. It's the book of Ruth, the first chapter 1, verse 16. We'll start at verse 8, right? So real quick, the backstory is during the time of Judges, it was a famine. So they went to the land of Moab, Abimelech and Naomi. But Abimelech died. So Naomi had 2 sons, right? And her 2 sons took wives, Ruth and what's the other girl's name? Orpha. Yeah, Orpha and Ruth, right? And her 2 sons died. So Ruth's husband died. And that's just the little backstory real quick. This verse 8, it says, "And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go return to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead and with me." So brothers get that scripture mixed up and say, okay, hey, the Most High was dealing with Ruth. She must have been an Israelite. You know, hold on, brother. You gotta kind of read a little bit more in, right? So like that. All right. So let's finish. Let's keep on going. It says, "The Lord grant you that ye may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband." Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, "Surely we will return unto thee. We will return with thee unto thy people." So, hey, they were saying, hey, we're going to return to you, Naomi, with your people. Who is Naomi's people? It just said, in the first chapter, it says Naomi and Abimelech was from the land of Bethlehem, Judah, right? So, those are Israelites that was in that land. Orpha and Ruth, they from the land of Moab. 2 different lands, right? Let's read on. It says in verse 11, "And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughter. Why will we go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have a husband." Naomi saying she too old to have a husband, basically. It says, "If I should say I have no hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown?" Right? Will you wait for them till they were grown? Would ye stay for them having husbands? "Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the land of the Lord is going out against me." Right? And it says, "And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpha kissed her mother-in-law, and Ruth clave unto her." Verse 15. "And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back into her people," right? "And to her gods return thou thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee." So Ruth didn't want to leave Naomi, right? It says, or return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge, and thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. So it's telling you, playing upon tables. Ruth was cleaving on to Naomi, and the Israelites, who was Naomi's people. Ruth wanted that, because Ruth, we're going to see later on in the latter verse, was Ruth really an Israelite or not. She said, I want your people to be my people, your God to be my God. Meaning they come from two different places, right? Verse 17, where thou diest, will I die, and where will I be buried? The Lord will do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me. And with verse 18, and when she saw that she was steadfast minded to go with her, that she left speaking unto her, and they went until they came to Bethlehem. And it came to pass, when they were come to Bethlehem, that all the city was moved about them. And they said, is this Naomi? All right. Oh, we're going to skip down. Let's skip down to verse 22. It says, so Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law. Right? So real quick, we're going to search up what the word Moabitess means. Right? Salakia. Salakia, my bad. Right? There's nothing wrong with looking up these words. Moabitess. Meaning. Moabitess meaning. There's nothing wrong with looking up these words. Right? It says noun, a Moabite woman, frequently with reference to Ruth the Moabitess, Ruth 1-4. So it's telling you she's a Moabite. She's a Moabite woman, right? Sometimes you got to kind of look into these words to get the right understanding, right? So real quick, let's get that back. I don't want to make this video too long. All right. No, that's for Salakia. Ruth, what was in Ruth 2? Right? So we're going to go to Ruth 2 and 5 real quick. It says, then Boaz said unto his servant that was set over the reapers, whose damsel is this? So they met Boaz, which was Abimelech's kinsman, right? Naomi's husband. And it says, kindred, Salakia, kindred. And it says, then Boaz said unto his servant, verse 2 and 5, that the dead that was set over the reapers, whose damsel is this? So Boaz like, okay, who damsel is this? And the servant was set over the reapers and answered, said, it is the Moabitess damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. So it says Moabitess. Now we see another, let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 24 verse 10 real quick. 24 and 10. Because we also see that word Israelitess, right? This is the book of Leviticus chapter 24 and 10. It says, and the son of an Israelitish woman whose father was an Egyptian went out among the children of Israel, and the son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in camp. So it says Israelitish, right? And the father was an Egyptian. So that had to mean her mom was an Israelite. And we see the same word right here, meaning the father of Ruth was a Moabite and her mother could have probably been an Israelite. We don't know. But we know the father is a Moabite because it say Moabitish. Right? Wait, Salakia. Right. We want, yeah, right. Khan. It says Moabitish. So somebody in her family has to be a Moabite. And it's clearly not her mom's side. right? It said, we're going to jump down to 2 and 10. It says, then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground and said unto him, why have I found grace in thy eyes? Because Boaz was coming with generosity, right? He was being, he was looking out for Ruth. And it says, she said, why have I found grace in thy eyes, that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing that I am a stranger? So Ruth is admitting that she's a stranger. But you got brothers, they kind of justifying that Ruth was an Israelite. Right? It's confusion. She just said out her own mouth she's a stranger. You can't get over that. Right? We're going to go to the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verse 5. It says, then said Boaz, what day thou buyest the field of thy hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, because Ruth's husband was died. It says to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, right? Because he was an Israelite, so he tried to raise up. Ruth was basically used to, keep the inheritance going. Basically, she was basically, a little concubine, right? It says, moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife. So he bought her to be her wife. It says to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead might not be cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place ye are witness this day. So it's telling you, playing upon tables. Verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bare a son. Right? Let's jump down to verse 16. This is the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verse 16. It says, and Naomi took the child and laid it in her bosom, and became nursing to it. And the woman, her neighbors, gave it a name, saying, there is a son born to Naomi. Wait, hold on. Ruth just had the child, though. Naomi didn't have the child. But Naomi adopted that, and that became her son. Just like Christ dying on the cross and adopting us back, and we become his children, the same way right here. Naomi is adopting Ruth, adopting the son of Ruth, and now that's Naomi's son. That's not Ruth's son, man. Basically saying that she was basically a concubine, really. It says, and they call his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Right? So we kind of just destroyed that false doctrine that's saying Ruth is an Israelite. She's clearly a Moabite woman. Right? So with that, I'm going to give a strong shalom. Keep going. Keep being on fire. Make sure you praying, fasting, studying. Right? And wake up, Israel. With that, I'm going to give a strong shalom. Right? Shalom.